Hello everybody and welcome. I'm Tatum and this is Tatum Marie Yoga. So you're probably here because you have no idea what yoga is, you would like to start yoga, and you're not quite sure where to start. So this is day 0 of our 30-day yoga challenge, and I am here to provide you with my 5 top tips to getting started with yoga. So just real quick, I wanted to introduce myself. Again, my name is Tatum. You can also call me Tate, whatever works. I answer to both. If you'd like to learn more about me, I have this welcome video. I'll link it up above and then also below down in the description. You can always reach out to me at any time. I'm on Facebook, Instagram. You can chat with me on my blog, whatever works. Again, all of those are linked below. You can also leave me a comment here. I would love to get connected with you. Ask me any questions. Just let me know how you're feeling, what you're worried about, and I'll help you. I'm always here to support you. So I'll go ahead and get started on my top 5 tips. Okay, tip number 1. So starting anything new is really stressful, and I understand that. I completely understand where you're coming from. So my tip number 1 is to release expectation, because so many times, oftentimes, we're always stuck in our head and we have this picture of our end goal where we want to be, especially with the influence of social media now, where we're going to be in this big, fantastic handstand on the beach somewhere in the Bahamas. And we're just gonna let that go right now. So yoga is also a practice we can use on the mat and off the mat in our daily life. So I'm here to help facilitate and ground you to build a solid foundation in your practice. So we're aiming to make this practice accessible and realistic. Now you absolutely can take a handstand in the Bahamas, but that might be a little bit down the road. So let's come back to the beginning. Throw our expectations out of our mind right now, because you know, when we go into something with those expectations, we oftentimes get disappointed. It's like going for a trip to Disneyland and you're gonna say, I'm gonna hit all the rides, and then you get there and all the lines are 3 to 4 hours and you're like, okay, well maybe we're gonna hit 3 of our favorites. So you leave with this disappointed feeling after you've left. And I really don't want to start this off cultivating those feelings of stress or pressure or anything. So let's take that pressure off. Let's remove our expectations and just get focused on just stepping onto the mat for the very first time. All right, tip number 2 is learning how to use your free resources. There are so many resources out here today with blogs, tips, tutorials on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, Twitter. I'm not on Twitter, but I know there are a lot of things on Twitter, like little tiny tips and clips for everything yoga. So learning how to really search and utilize those free resources will be so great for you. Now, I hope you feel supported throughout this 30-day series. I am going to do my best to keep that beginner mindset and gently build us up from our foundation. I do have a weekly blog. I linked it down below in the description that will go over poses in depth and provide modifications and tips on how to build strength and build up to the full expression of each pose. So we're gonna take it slow. You can always modify. Modifying is the most amazing thing ever, and it doesn't make you less of a yogi. It doesn't make you less of a person to modify, because you're actually listening to your body when you modify. So, with that being said, we are not all the same person, and each pose will be different in our body. We're not cookie cutter humans. So really listen to what your body is telling you, what your breath is telling you in your practice when we're on the mat, and pull out take a modification, use a prop whenever you need it. All right, tip number 3. So making sure you're comfortable. It's a simple tip, but it's really important. So making sure you're comfortable on your mat. So you don't have to go out and buy all these expensive yoga clothes. These are super cheap. This is one of my just favorite sweaters. You can even practice in something like this if we're not doing a big, crazy, fast practice, which we won't be. But you don't have to go out and spend a bunch of money. So this is just my regular throw off my couch. I'm actually sitting on just a couch pillow here. And this mat was fairly cheap. I did have another one I bought for about $10 in the US, and that was my regular practice mat. So you really don't have to go out and spend all this money. If you don't know if yoga is for you and a right fit for you, that's absolutely fine. But I don't want you to go out and get stressed out about spending money or ordering things on Amazon that you don't need just yet. If you don't have yoga props, like blocks or a strap, you can always use books for blocks, so just stacking books. As long as they're like pretty thick and sturdy, you can stack them, and if they're a little bit too hard, you can always drape a blanket over them. And then if you don't have a strap, you can always, again, use a blanket, a small towel, or even a regular towel, a belt, your robe belt, anything that'll just give you an extension of your arms. It'll just give you a little bit of more leeway and might be a little bit soft. So again, you don't have to go out and buy those expensive props. And most importantly, with your clothes, making sure you can move freely in them and also feel comfortable to expand and explore. So you can even do your yoga in your pajamas. You're at home, nobody's gonna see, you don't have to worry about, people looking around in class. And it's really great to just get on your mat, right out of bed, and work on a little bit of yoga. All right, tip number 4 is mix and match your classes. So there are so many different types of yoga, and it can be really overwhelming. I totally understand. Throughout this 30-day challenge, we will be mixing and matching our classes. We'll go into gentle yoga, we'll go into vinyasa yoga, breath work, and even a little bit of yoga nidra, just laying on your mat, more of a sleep meditation type class. So just a little bit of breath work. So we will incorporate these kind of 3 different styles together to give our body a break throughout the 30 days. So we're not going to be doing 30 days of power yoga and, making our shoulders really sore. So again, coming back to those different classes, you can go ahead and use those free resources to see what class fits best for you and what classes you like. So maybe some days we do vinyasa, which is more of a flowy kind of workout type class, syncing our breath with our movements, and then coming back to maybe a yin class, which is usually all floor work, and you're just holding stretches for anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. So that might seem like a lot to you right now, but you might try it and absolutely love it. You never know. So keep your mind and heart open, release those expectations going into classes, and see what really works best for you. Okay, tip number 5 is just start. I know it's so hard to just start and so easy to say. Starting anything new is so difficult, it's scary, and everybody's a beginner. Everybody has to start somewhere. I had to start somewhere. My teacher had to start somewhere. But we had, that, I wouldn't even say courage, but just want to step on the mat and try something new. So really having that want and being proud of yourself for just getting there and sitting down on the floor is even something crazy when you really think about it. How many times do we sit on the floor during the day? So even just getting comfortable and sitting on the floor is a big step, and it's something to be really proud of when you first begin yoga. So again, just getting started is my tip number 5, and also one of the hardest things to do. So I'm so proud of you for even watching this video all the way through. It's your first big step onto our journey starting tomorrow. And with that, I'd really just like to thank you guys for watching this video for our tips on getting started, day 0 to our 30-day yoga challenge for beginners. I wanted to remind you that I am here for you to support you in any way possible. So go ahead, reach out to me, comment below. You can reach me on Instagram, Facebook, even my blog. Send me a DM. I'm here to connect with you. We're building this community and our foundation together. And I'm so truly honored and I'm so truly excited to start this practice with you tomorrow. Again, I'd like to remind you to like and subscribe, turn on those notifications so you can get the daily update with the videos coming out over the course of the next 30 days. If you're interested, I also have a weekly calendar. It's linked below in the description that you can download. It has a weekly journal prompt to ask you questions and reflect on your practice, in addition to daily sneak peeks of what we'll be working on throughout this 30 days. So if you want to go ahead and download it, it's again below in the description and also on my blog, again linked below. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Before I say goodbye, let's take one breath together. So wherever you're at, if you're sitting in a chair, in your bed, exhale wherever you're at in your breath cycle. Take a big, deep, full inhale through your nose. Eyes can close if you want. And then exhale out through your mouth, releasing those expectations and ground down. Eyes can gently flutter open if they were closed. Thank you so much for joining me today. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Namaste.